Hey, this is Dr. Barry. In this quick video, we're going to talk about menopause and can you do keto? Is it safe? Is it beneficial? So, menopause is all about changes. As any woman who's in menopause knows or is just entering menopause, it's all about changes in your body and your hormones in your life. And we're going to talk about can you do keto when you're in menopause today? Now, if this sounds like something that your mom or your sister or your aunt would really need to hear about, share this video with them on Facebook or send them a text message with a link. Help me get this message out about ketogenic diet and menopause. Now, let's talk about this. There are so many people in the world and so many doctors in the world who think that when you say a woman in menopause, all you're talking about is estrogen, and that could not be further from the truth. Women are much more complicated than just estrogen and whether that level is high or low and whether they're having hot flashes and night sweats or not. That is one sign and symptom of menopause, but that's the tip of the iceberg. It is so much more complicated than that, okay? So a woman, in order to have normal sexual function and normal other function, has to have all three of her female hormones optimized, not just estrogen, but also progesterone and testosterone. All three of those are made by a healthy younger woman. When you start to dip your toe into the menopausal river, as we say, usually the first hormone to leave you is testosterone. But many doctors won't even talk about testosterone when it comes to a woman entering menopause. And so often that's not checked or addressed or even on the radar at all. The second hormone to leave women is usually progesterone. Each of these hormones has a specific set of symptoms that go with it. And so there are so many women in their 30s and 40s and 50s who aren't having hot flashes and night sweats. And so their doctor tells them you're not in menopause. Your estrogen level's still fine. You're not in menopause. And that's absolutely not the case at all, because you can have the fatigue and the weight gain and the lack of desire to live your life and do the fun things in life for years before you start having hot flashes and night sweats, and that's a symptom of menopause. You can have weight gain, trouble sleeping, irritability during the day for years before you start to have hot flashes and night sweats, and that's a symptom of menopause. But for some reason, many doctors don't recognize this or they just don't want to deal with it. I'm not sure why. So the ketogenic diet has been shown time and time again in my clinic and in other settings to optimize your hormones. Now, after a certain span of time into menopause, I don't think that the ketogenic diet can optimize your hormones back to their normal levels, your normal youthful levels. And so at some point, you're going to have to do something about your hormones. But if you're just beginning the first stages of menopause, I've seen women not need hormone replacement or optimization just because they tightened up their diet and were doing a good strict ketogenic diet. Also, the ketogenic diet, you have to remember, is very uninflammatory, right? It gets rid of inflammation all over your body. Inflammation can magnify the symptoms of menopause. As a woman's testosterone level goes down, her joints tend to get achy and stiff. Well, if you're also eating an inflammatory diet, that's going to magnify the joint pain and the joint stiffness, right? If a woman has trouble sleeping because her progesterone level is going down, then if you're eating an inflammatory diet and you're having reflux and all these other symptoms of inflammation, that's going to make it harder to get to sleep or stay asleep, right? So I've seen multiple women in my clinic personally on a one-to-one basis who made their hormones better, who raised their hormone levels back closer to the youthful levels by eating a ketogenic diet. And then I've seen many, many women decrease their inflammation in their body. And we can tell this with HSCRP, with homocysteine, with SED rate levels. We can tell this with lab work that your inflammation levels are going down. And that tends to minimize the other symptoms of menopause. I have never seen a research study that shows any convincing evidence that a menopausal woman should not do a high fat, low carb or the ketogenic diet. I've never seen that research. So if you are about to enter menopause, or if you are in menopause, or even if you're post-menopausal, I think it is perfectly safe to eat a ketogenic diet to eat a high-fat, low-carb diet. I think it's going to improve your hormone levels. It may not improve them to the level where you don't need hormone optimization, but it's definitely going to make them better than they were when you were eating the stupid American diet, okay? Now, if you're doing keto and you're in menopause and you start to stall out, you're just not having the weight loss or the other benefits of a ketogenic diet, then you may need to go ahead and have a good, knowledgeable doctor check your hormone levels. And if he just checks an estrogen level or an estradiol level and tells you, oh, everything's fine, then you either need to try to educate that doctor or you need to find a new doctor, because there's much more to a woman than just estrogen. I don't know if you guys have seen my book or not, Lies My Doctor Told Me, but there's actually a chapter about this. So many doctors kind of give women the short end of the stick because they ignore the fact that they need progesterone and they need testosterone to feel like a complete woman. And so a lot of doctors will say, well, you don't need progesterone because you no longer have a uterus or you're no longer having periods. But that's dumb, because there are progesterone receptors in the brain. Why are they there if the only thing progesterone does for a woman is regulate her menstrual cycle and her uterus, right? There are doctors who will tell women that testosterone is the hormone for men. Women don't need that at all. If that's the case, why are there testosterone receptors on the heart muscle of all women? You see, that doesn't make any sense at all. So you need all three of those hormones balanced and optimized so that you can enjoy your menopausal years without the suffering that was commonplace so many years ago, back before doctors knew about all three of these hormones. Now, so the take-home message is that yes, the ketogenic diet is perfectly safe when you're in menopause. And if you're not getting the benefits of the ketogenic diet while you're in menopause, you need to go see a knowledgeable doctor and have all your hormone levels checked. Because once you get your hormone levels optimized, then you can truly achieve your goals, not just on the scale, but your other goals as well. But you can also feel like you want to feel. Okay. Now, if you really enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, please consider subscribing to my channel. Please consider having your mom or your sister or your aunt subscribe to this channel. So every time I have some information that'll improve your health, you'll be one of the very first to know, okay? And if you really love my videos, and maybe my videos have helped your life a little bit, you can always click on the Patreon link down below and throw a buck or two my way so that I have more time to make more videos just like this. And I'll tell you, our patrons have made it possible for Nisha to go part-time as a labor and delivery nurse so she can spend more time helping me make more videos and spend more time doing live videos like we just did on the Facebook page the other day. So thank you so much for all your support. This is Dr. Berry. I'll see you next time.